Today we will present to you the opportunity in ransomware protection, or in case you are a customer, then we will present to you how to protect against ransomware attacks while using NetApp infrastructure. This session will be divided into multiple subsessions, let's say. One is, let's say, theoretical presentation on how the whole concept of data protection against ransomware works. It's gonna be helped by me, and then I will pass my word to Lukáš, who will do practical showcase how zero-day attack can be mitigated via different tools, be it by NetApp or by ProLion in case of CryptoSpike. So let's move forward. In regards to ransomware attacks, I will stop my video. Sorry, guys, so that you can hear me, see me. In regards to ransomware attacks, we can. Hopefully now we can see also the presentation because we forgot to share it. Yeah. In regards to ransomware attacks, we can observe that the frequency of companies being attacked is increasing from year to year. Right now, about 85% of all organizations we were able to speak to were under ransomware attack, and 75% of those had their data encrypted. The average response time when a company is attacked or response time, recovery time is about 7 days, and the average loss increased between year 2022 to year 23 from $1.4 million to 1.8, which means that the damage which is done by the attackers to the customers is quite large. Also, the amount of the threats which were recorded as new is slightly increasing. Yeah, so the danger is real, and basically there is one thing certain, and this is that the faster you react to the ransomware attack, the better chance you will have that you will mitigate the attack before it causes you some material harm. The analysts from Gartner, they have let's say some best practices for companies which they should keep in their environment, and that's divided into 3 fields. One is detection. So the earlier you detect the ongoing attack, the better chance you will have that you will respond fast enough to not have your data lost. Then the other thing is that you have to basically protect all your backup repositories and catalogs, and also the administration rights to that, so that in case you lose data, you will still have your backup console accessible, and you will be able to recover from those attacks. Also, the more you automate the recovery process itself, the better chance you will have to recover your data fast and have your operations back up and running. Yeah, so these are the most crucial things to keep eye on. As I already told, the more fast you will react to the threat, the better chance you will have to survive without any material harm. And we are not counting the time in hours, but in seconds or milliseconds in some cases. Yeah. So our solutions we will present to you today have the unique ability to detect the ransomware attacks in real time. Many of our competitors, they use various different ransomware detection methods, which, for example, scan the data in the backup systems. But these methods, while they are effective, while you can find out whether your data was under attack or not, the problem with those systems is that the latency between the attack was made and the detection is so high that usually you lose vast amount of data and you will need to go through slow recovery process. The difference between NetApp solution and the rest of the market is that we do it in real time, and also the mitigation is in real time, and in most of the cases it's automated. Yeah. So this is the biggest benefit if you choose our solution. I will show now the basic concept, how we build the infrastructure in order to be able to protect you against ransomware attacks and what everything can be done. So usually, when we have a customer environment, we have primary storage solution, primary network attached storage, and also we need to have backup storage, because in case there is a zero-day attack on your primary storage and it's successful, you always need to go and return back to your backups. It's like mandatory thing. So usually we have two devices in that environment. One is primary, the other is backup. What we do, we usually use NetApp's replication engine, which is called SnapMirror. We orchestrate that engine through various different backup softwares, either be it NetApp's own Snap Center, which is part of every NetApp solution, or we can also use third-party products like Veeam. And we use that one to create application consistent backups on the primary storage and move them or replicate them to the backup storage, and over there we keep the archival of those snapshot backups. This is like the mandatory, which needs to be done all the time. When the backups are on the backup side, these could be logged by the technology which is called SnapLog. It's also NetApp based feature, and every NetApp device has a SnapLog as part of its software equipment. So we tend to create snapshots, replicate them to backup storage, and over there the archive of snapshots is then logged against change or deletion. Usually the backup storage is under virtual air-gapped, which means that no client could access the data on the backup storage directly. So there is no NFS export or no CIFS shared, which could be visible by the clients themselves. Usually, there are only ports which are able to be seen by the primary storage, which are used to replicate the data. But you cannot really access the data for a write, for example. In many cases, even read is impossible. Yeah. So it's a concept which is called cyber vaulting, that the backup storage is not visible to anything else rather than the backup software itself, and it only pulls the data from the primary storage. Then what we have there is something which is called F-policy server. Basically, we use this server. This could be either on box, so NetApp has its own F-policy server, or we use third-party products such as ProLiant CryptoSpike, which is a server through which every read-write request could go through, and it could be then evaluated whether it's malicious or whether it's legit. So basically, on this F-policy server, there could be a block list of known threats. And for example, if a user tries to write data which uses extension or header which is known as a malicious one, it could be blocked immediately without harming the actual data. But in many cases, the threats of the ransomware attacks are not known, so therefore they don't use known extensions, and they just encrypt the data straight away. Many of the attacks share similarity. So one of the actual way how you can observe a ransomware attack is that the attacker is trying to open a lot of files in a short period of time, and then he tries to change them all at once or in a subsequent way. This is a pattern which most ransomware attacks share, and we use, let's say, patterns to detect these ransomware attacks, and we use these patterns also to tell whether the communication which the client wants to do to the NetApp storage system, whether the communication is legit or not. And if it's not, if it tries to encrypt the data, then we can easily stop it. So there are multiple runs how we protect against the ransomware. One thing is that the storage itself, if you have any NetApp storage system which is provisioned in NAS and is licensed with on top one bundle, there is inbuilt feature which is called autonomous ransomware protection. So the storage itself can recognize some forms of attack because it is able to, for example, detect increased randomization of the data, like increased entropy of the data being written to the actual storage. And also, let's say, increased amount of files, for example, being created at a single time. There is let's say some pattern which is uploaded into the NetApp system, and it's kept up to date, which has high, let's say, detection ratio, near to 100%. It can tell for certain whether the storage is under attack or not. But what NetApp cannot do by itself is it's stopping the attacker, basically. So what it does, in case some increased malicious communication is detected, the storage itself, through this autonomous ransomware protection, is able to create a snapshot, which gives you a point-in-time picture of the file system, which is created subsequently to the attack. So if the attacker, for example, starts the data encryption, on average, I don't know, after 50th file or so, the NetApp storage system detects the randomness being written on the file system, and it will create a snapshot, which is let's say last resort of backup in case all other means fail. But also it's combined with the actual backup policy. So you have some snapshots or some backups on the backup storage. You do it, for example, every 4 hours. Then if in between there is a ongoing attack, this snapshot can help you save more data because there might have been some files created in between, and those might be saved by this snapshot, for example. So this is one way of protection. You create extra snapshot. And the other way of protection is that you detect the attack based on the pattern, which is independent from this autonomous ransomware protection. It uses separate engine which doesn't run on the storage itself, but it runs on some fPolicy server, and it creates another snapshot, and it also creates the possibility to automate the recovery and to block the actual user who caused the attack, so that the attack or the threat doesn't spread across your environment any further. Because usually, if one user gets infected, it can be then passed to another user. So what we do, we are able to stop this attacker from being able to access the actual storage. And in case of CryptoSpike, which is a ProLine product, we are also able to move the user to another Active Directory group, which does not have access which has limited rights basically to access anything in the network infrastructure. Yeah. So this is a huge value which is being added by ProLine CryptoSpike. So we are able to block that user from access. This is the key. Then, of course, if the attack is mitigated, you have to go back to your backups, in case of NetApp, there is no easy way how to back up all your data on single click. So you have to use either some additional software. There is software by NetApp itself, which is called anti-ransomware service. BlueXP anti-ransomware service, which you can use, or you can use third-party product as the ProAlarm CryptoSpike, which has lists of all the affected data, and it can help you to restore all your data on single click. So this is the main concept how we protect the data infrastructure. Now let's move on to what's NetApp's native. So NetApp has a new product which is called NetApp BlueXP anti-ransomware service. It's basically a dashboard or web tell you whether you are protected or not and how you can protect them. So what this does, it automates everything for you. You just click on the workload and you are able to select whether to protect it, how to protect it, and where to protect it. By protection, we mean the ability to detect the ransomware and also to back up the data, for example, into cloud and so on. It's also possible to trigger some events like notifications for the administrators, so that they know straight away when your systems are under attack or not, and it can also be integrated in third-party SIEM solutions such as Splunk, for example. And then when harm is done, when some of your data is lost due to some ransomware attack, it also gives you a single console which enables you to do mass recovery of all the files. But the software itself, it mostly gives you just a dashboard overview or website where everything could be managed, but it relies on let's say other software which is being licensed elsewhere, let's say. So what it does, it basically identifies your workloads, it discovers what you already have provisioned, and it is able to give you one-click option how to protect those data. So you can set up the policies to make the data immutable, to move it to some backup targets in cloud, usually as 3 targets, and it can basically give you one-click option how to move the data to a different protection where they are secured against change. They are immutable, basically. It can also, through different means like the autonomous ransomware protection, it can help you to detect the attacks on the file system of the actual storage. It does not run in this web interface. It runs on box on the NetApp system, but it shows you whether this feature is activated on your workload or not, and it enables you to activate it from single plane of view. Then it gives you the possibility to automatically respond of clicks. So this is the basic concept and basic idea of it. So this is NetApp based product. It covers everything. We prepared a simple table where we basically compare what each feature does, because the protection which NetApp gives to the customers is quite complex, and there are at least 4 different products which do slightly different things, and they don't substitute each other, but they are complementary to each other. So there is, let's say, things which are in the price of the storage system. So we call it free. It's not actually free, but it's part of every storage system which comes with the one bundle. So if you have on-top based system with file services, you most probably has this one bundle software license, and this software license basically give you AI anomaly and entropy detection on the file system. It also gives you the possibility to automatically blacklist known threats. So there's some security database which is updated, and there are known extensions, and these are detected. It enables you to create automatic snapshot upon anomaly detection. But what it doesn't do, it does not block the attackers. And it also does not provide any meaningful tool how to recover the data in let's say single visual step, like selecting the data with your cursor of mouse and recovering them. It's not part of that feature set. It only detects anomalies and creates snapshots. That's all. So this is what's included in or with every NetApp storage system. Then what NetApp has as an additional feature, there is a software which was called back in the days Cloud Insight. Now NetApp renamed it to Data Infrastructure Insights, and there is a module or let's say tab which is called Storage Workload Security. And over here in this module, you have to pay for that separately. It's a cloud basically service, and in this module, you are able to detect the attacks on the storage via different means, via basically pattern recognition, what the users do in regards to the storage, what they want to do, like how many files they want to write in single session, how many files they want to read in single session, and so on. And this also is able to create automatic snapshots. It's independent from the autonomous ransomware protection. So if the attack, for example, gets detected by the ARP and also by this storage workload security features, it creates two independent snapshots, but based on different pattern recognition, let's say. Then there is this BlueXP ransomware protection service, which is again separate license, separate software product, which basically uses all the available data protection means which are in these two previous modules. So it shows you what the ARP does. It shows you or interprets the data from what the workload security does and puts it into one, let's say, umbrella web page. But itself, the only feature which it has is the batch recovery, because it gives you a graphical user interface for selecting all the data and recover them. And it also gives you license for transferring the data into the cloud for data protection into AWS, for example. So this means that if you have a, let's say, NetApp storage system on premise and you would like to back up your data into AWS, you have to have this license, which is nowadays called BlueXP Ransomware Protection Service. So it's one website which shows the data from all the NetApp products. Plus, it gives you the license to basically move or copy the data to cloud for data protection. And what do you like the most, honestly? It's the ProLine CryptoSpike software, which gives you most of the feature sets all the other products do in one single product, which is basically different in a way that it gets implemented on premise of the customer. So it's not a cloud service, because these two services, these data infrastructure insights, storage, workload security, is a cloud product. This BlueXP ransomware protection service is cloud product. This one is on box. This runs on the NetApp system, and this NetApp ProLine CryptoSpike is an additional software which runs in your own data center and could be connected to your NetApp devices. As it could be seen, without autonomous ransomware protection, you cannot really detect the anomalies or the anomalies in the data being written to the NetApp system by the ProLion itself. It has to leverage this feature. But apart from that, it uses also the ransomware blacklisting. It has the behavior analysis. It has the ability to do batch restore of your data through single graphical user interface. And we like to basically combine this software with NetApp storage systems. Throughout the presentation, we will show you a demo of all the software tools, I believe, and it will be done by Lukáš so that you are able to evaluate by yourself which you like the most or which is sufficient enough for you, for example. It doesn't end up here because many of our customers already have some backup software. It must not rely on NetApp inbuilt features of ONTAP. Many of our clients already use, for example, Veeam backup and recovery. What is possible to do with NetApp is to use, for example, only the snap log feature together with Veeam, because if you have Veeam, there is a thing which is called immutable backup repository, and you are able to use any S3 target for backups, which is compatible with S3 object log, and log all the data against being changed directly in the Veeam console. Which means that you can have the source of your data on any system, and if the target is NetApp, the data could be logged and could not be really changed. So you achieve similar things as we have shown with the air gapping of your systems by the NetApp means. So basically, if you wanna be sure that you are protected, you have to ask a few questions to yourself or to your customers. One is, how quickly am I able to detect the ransomware? Is it seconds, minutes, days? I was in discussion with customers who told me that they wanna, for example, use CyberSense, which is a product Dell often uses. Many of clients came into contact with such solution. This uses the detection in your backups. This means that if attacker attacked your infrastructure, you get the information that your backups are being encrypted. You get it with 1 day delay, for example, if your backup policy is every day. So it only checks the differences between two backups. And if there's according to some pattern, if there is a attack detected, you get the information, you know which your backups are clean, but the mitigation is in a matter of days. So that means that you must have already some data lost, and this might not be fast enough here. So you need to ask yourself the same: how quick I'm able to detect the attack, because this determines then how much you will lose, basically money or data. When an attack is detected, how quickly am I able to stop it? Do I have to do it by myself? Do I have to wake somebody up during the night, some administrator to mitigate the attacker or to block the attacker, or am I able to respond in a real time? Because ideal way is to stop the attacker autonomously without having like human intervention there, yeah, because it's too slow in many cases. The other question you should ask is, am I able to distinguish encrypted data from the unencrypted? Do I see it in my backups? Because most of the companies we came to discussion, we have asked this question, and every company tells us, or every reasonable company tells us that they use backups. They have backups of their data. But the key is to be able to distinguish whether the backups are usable or not, because if they are compromised, if the backups are encrypted, then it's same as useless, yeah? So that's what you need to ask as well. And things which we have observed lately is that lately the ransomware attacks are pretty sophisticated, and they target the backup systems themselves. So they try to gain the administrative rights to the backup software, and they try to gain access to the backups and also encrypt all the backups. Yeah. This is quite common. So therefore, if you don't have immutability implemented, your backups might be under risk. Yeah. So you have to isolate the let's say rights to access the backup systems, and the administrators have to be different from example from the storage systems actually. Then the obvious one: how quickly am I able to return my business back to normal working order? Yeah? Here in our country where we live, we have quite common cases in our hospitals that they were under attack. They were not able to recover for months, so they have to or let's say reroute or bypass some of their services to other hospitals. So the public service was then not made very well, yeah, or provided very well. So this is what you should ask yourself if you offer critical infrastructure. How are you able to protect the actual operations of the critical infrastructure? We come to conclusion that one tool is not enough, honestly. First, you need to detect the ransomware. Most of the customers already use some form of endpoint security. They use often CM services, anti-ransomware, but we came to conclusion that it might not be enough, and you need some last resort of protection, which could be considered the tools we will be presenting to you today. It's either ProLion CryptoSpy, it could be NetApp anti-ransomware protection, this autonomous one, and it could be also the NetApp storage workload security, for example. Also, what is needed, you need to isolate your backup environments from the production ones. So it's good to do it by using, for example, different means. Use for example, different administration accounts, different roles, different administrators, and different storage systems. So you can have heterogeneous, for example, environment in many cases, and still leveraging the same set of tools we are presenting. And what you need to do as a last measure is you need to make your backups immutable. Basically, nobody should be able to change what's in the backup data, and for that we use either NetApp's SnapLog, or we use object logged, which is API call in S3, and we can do it by the means of two products. One is ONTAP S3, and the other could be NetApp Storage Grid, for example. What is also needed? All the attackers basically leave some fingerprint that they made the attack. So what's needed also is to be able to audit these attacks by auditing all your data. So, for example, during this presentation, we will be presenting ProLion CryptoSpy mainly as a protection tool, how to protect against ransomware, but it not only does the protection part, it also does the auditing part. So it basically logs every user's action on the NetApp storage system. So I don't know if you have any questions. I don't know, Lukáš, do you check the chat or no?
I'm there.
Sorry?
I'm logged there.
Okay.
Security.
So I will check the questions in the chat, and I will answer those questions in the meantime. Now I will pass to Lukáš.
I think that you should see the screen already. So David, if you can just answer the question in case anyone will have a question, please do so within the chat. And let's have a look on the the brief demo in regards of the services which has been just presented by David in the presentation. Basically, the next couple of minutes will be split between two main parts, let's say. The first one will be based on the NetApp products, and the second one will be in regards of the ProLion CryptoSpike tool. So first, let's have a look on the NetApp services. The first one, which has been presented by David, was the possibility to mitigate or detect ransomware on, let's say, on-premise box. That's the feature which you can achieve by, let's say, on-box ARP. Right now, you should see the system manager on the screen. So I have several file shares presented outside of this array. Some of the shares will be used for the NetApp presentation or NetApp tools presentation. Some of the shares will be used for the CryptoSpike. In case I have the license, actually, right now, in regards of the NetApp, I have only one choice, let's say, the base bundle, where I have, let's say, most of the protocols, and on top one bundle when I have all the bells and whistles, let's say, so all the features which I can have in regards of on-prem box or also the cloud instances, let's say. So in case I have the on-top one license, I can start to use anti-ransomware protection from my NetApp device. The way how I can enable it is quite simple. Basically, in case the license is presented, the on-top one, I can see the security tab under the volume, let's say, and I'm able to enable anti-ransomware protection on the share or on the volume. Just to be sure, in regards of ARP, we will be always talking about the protection on the, let's say, file-based protocols. At the moment, there is no way how we can do that on the, let's say, block level. It could be in the future, but just to be sure that right now we are talking about the file services, let's say. So the first part or task which I need to do is enable anti-ransomware services or anti-ransomware protection. As you can see, I have also the some snapshots which are scheduled or created based on the snapshot schedule. And the first thing which I will see after I enabled the anti-ransomware protection on the on-top version 9.10 till 9.15, and 9.15 is currently the version which I'm running on this particular NetApp system. I will need to have, let's say, something which is called learning mode. In this learning mode, I should keep this, let's say, from 7 to 30 days. At least that's the amount of days which is basically recommended from the NetApp side. And during this period, the NetApp will learn basically the normal pattern in regards of workload, which is going to the volume or shares or export, because basically you can have this on CIF shares or NFS shares. In regards of characteristics which is monitored is basically these ones. The first one, which is probably most important, is entropy. So the ARP is able to monitor how the entropy differs from the datasets which has been learned during the learning period and react based on that. And the next several things are also in regards of the rates, in regards of how many files has been created in 1 minute or 5 minutes, something like that. How many files have been deleted, renamed, or how many new extension has been put to this particular volume. I have also possibilities to change this characteristic either during the learning period or afterwards. I switch this to the active mode. In case I will have many, let's say 4 positive alerts, because I could have some clients or application which behaves a little bit different afterwards, after the learning period has been finished. So I can tune this up or down, basically how I would like to see NetApp reacts on this pattern or workload. I'm also able to choose how the NetApp should not just react, but also how it should tell me that something is going, or how something could be happening in regards of ransomware attack. So normally, in case NetApp thinks that there is a ransomware attack, I will get standard alerting in regards of CLI or graphical user interface. I will be also notified through the call homes, and in case I have some kind of monitoring through the syslog, SMMP, and so on, I will also notify in regards of those channels. I can be also notified immediately when basically there was a new file extension visible on the volume, or let's say the amount of extension which I configured in the previous step. And also if there was a snapshot created in regards of ARP itself. So whenever ARP create the snapshots, I could be also notified, and afterwards this notification could be sent through the channels which I'm normally using. Basically, when I went through the learning period, I could switch this to the active mode. And from this time, I'm basically protected against ransomware. 2 things which I would like to add to this page. You can see also something which is called pause anti-ransomware. Basically, this function is there mostly in regards of planned activity. So in case I have maintenance window planned where I will be doing something, let's say non-standard, I could basically pause the ARP itself. So I will not be notified in regards of different patterns of the traffic which is going to the volume, or those kind of the patterns will not be basically put in the learning statistics in case I'm still within the learning period, because the pause function is available also during the learning period. And the second thing which I would like to mention on this page is that since ONTAP 9.16, basically I'm not going through the learning period anymore, because since ONTAP 9.16, and actually this version is already in release candidate, so you can try it on your environment as well. Probably not the best way to do it on a production system, but in case you have the demo systems or simulator, you can definitely try this. So since ONTAP 9.16, you are not going through the learning period, because all the patterns regarding how the ONTAP should behave, or anti-ransomware ransomware itself, is already pre-trained from the NetApp side. So NetApp has a bunch of the systems which are used to train this model, which is afterwards used in regards of how your systems will react to the potential ransomware attack. And this patterns which are basically used afterwards is already something which is able to update not just through the standard on-top upgrades, but you can just update just the security files in the same way as you are doing, for example, the firmwares on disks or shelves or service processor and such things. So this is definitely something which probably will be a huge difference from the previous versions. So in case the demonstration, what will basically happen in case something is attacking to the systems? As I said, I'm already in the active mode, so I'm protected from the ransomware. As I mentioned as well, I have several snapshots already taken by the snapshot schedule. And what I will try to do right now is basically simulate an attack on that particular share where I was just enabled to RP. So I will just make this window a little bit bigger. So basically what the simulation will do is it will open the share where all the files are sitting, and it's trying to encrypt all the files. Since there is no F-policy server in the background which monitor and eventually block the access, you can see that the ransomware attack is successful at the moment. So all the files which was there, I think that most of the files are X-ray images within that folder. So the script is currently encrypting all the JPEGs or all the files which are within this share and deleting the previous share. So basically all the files or all the access to the files will be denied. So in case I will go back to the on-top share, I can see that there was almost immediately create the ARP snapshot. You can see that there is the label and the owner is something which is called anti-ransomware backup snapshot. You can see that currently it's in busy state. So this snapshot is not possible to be deleted right now. It's locked by the ARP services itself. I'm not able to delete these snapshots until I will either disable ARP itself, and this could be also something which could be protected in regards of multi-admin verification. So to be just sure that the raw admin or some guy who is trying to encrypt all the files within this environment has not even access to the system itself, so he could potentially disable this ARP and afterwards delete the snapshots. No, in case I will have multi-admin verification, I could have 2, 3, 4 more admins which needs to confirm this activity before. So basically, in case even someone stole the access to the array, he will not be able to disable IRP and he will not be able to delete the snapshot itself. So in case I will go back, you can see that the attack is basically ongoing because as David mentioned during the presentation, the ARP itself is not blocking the attack. It's just creating the snapshots. So in case I will, I want to disable the attack itself, I will need to use different kind of the services, either from NetApp or even from ProLion. So that's something what we will see in next couple of minutes. Regarding ARP snapshot, maybe you could have the question, what will happen in case the attack will be still ongoing and the snapshot will be growing and so on and so on. In regards of ARP, on the NetApp box itself, I have several settings which could be tuned up. So I can say to the NetApp or ONTAP itself how many snapshots eventually will be created during next couple of hours. So I could be, let's say, protected from the situation that no one will react on that attack, and the snapshots will be growing and the volume will be basically out of the space. So normally this shouldn't happen because probably I will be notified that something is ongoing quite fast, but in case no one will react, I could be protected, let's say, also from this point of view. So the snapshots will be automatically rotate as I wish. So this is something which I could definitely tune in regards of space allocation for those snapshots. So you can see that snapshot has been already created quite immediately after the attack struck. I can see that currently there is no warnings presented because basically the ONTAP itself is running analysis also after the initial snapshot has been created. Normally it could take even 5 to, let's say, 15 minutes until the alert will be presented and send it to the customer. But as I mentioned, I can even set that immediately after the snapshot is created, I want to be notified as well. And as you can see, the alert just came. So let's say after 4 or 5 minutes, the alert has been immediately visible on the security tab itself, and also all the users which are part of the call homes will be notified as well. You can see that the alerts basically say that there was abnormal volume activity. Definitely, I would say that most of the activity which is abnormal is in regards of entropy, because basically I'm encrypting all the files, so entropy of the files is changing. And you can see that there is some suspicious files which probably has been part of that activity. Yeah, there is. You can see that the suspicious files are this .cr, and it has been reported and suspected because of the high entropy. Currently, in the current version of ONTAP, you will see only 20 files. This is something which is basically on the roadmap. There is also the knowledge base article within the ONTAP site that says basically the same. So in the future release, you should see all the files basically, or most of the files which has been encrypted. So you could basically export those reports from the CLI or from the graphical user interface and use that afterwards, those reports or this report for the Ansible script, so you can quite easily restore just those files from the snapshots. But yeah, right now there is only 20 files visible. What I can do basically after the alert just came, I can select the suspicious files, and in case it was false positive alert, so something which has been done by my activity, I can say that this is false positive. So basically all the extension files or type of the extension will be put to the learned statistic as valid, and also the amount of entropy will be basically changed within the learned statistics, and the snapshots that ARP which has been created will be automatically deleted, or I can mark this as potential ransomware attack. So basically the snapshot will stay there and it will be kept locked until I will restore the files. This function also gives me a possibility that also the previous snapshots will be, let's say, able as a restore points, because if I will go back to the snapshots, I can at the moment go back to just this snapshot, because basically since this snapshot is still locked, I cannot go down. because I'm locked. So what I will need to do, I need to go to the security, go back to that suspicious file box, mark this as potential ransomware, and then I will be able to unlock this snapshot and restore eventual volume to from the previous snapshots. So just keep that in mind. Okay. There is one more thing which you can do in regards of ARP, and that's the native F-policy server. So in case you will go to the inside in the graphical interface, you can configure something which is native F-policy server. So you will not use the external one, but the native one, which gives you the possibility to be protected against, let's say, those types of ransomwares with changing the extension itself. So the NetApp is updating this kind of the list on, I wouldn't say on daily basis, but on let's say patch level basis. So in case you are updating on top version and there is a new type of the extension, you will be able to see the new types of extension also within the native F-policy server. So I could either disallow this kind of the extension, which is part of the list which came from the NetApp, or I'm able to go with from the opposite way. So I will be just providing the list of the extension which will be able to go through this native F-policy server. So in case, for example, I will have share which will be used for virtual machines, I can put just the VMDKs, VMX files, log files, and so on and so on. So I could basically say that only those files which are normally used for VM files could be able to store on NFS share or something like that. And as well, I'm able to say to which storage VMs or which volumes will be used basically for either disallow extension or allow extension. Okay, so this is regarding the ARP itself, which is running directly on the box or in CVO currently as well. It's possible to have ARP. But as we were able to see, nothing is stopping the spreading the attack itself. So how I can mitigate even the ongoing attack? In regards of NetApp service, I can use something which is called workload security, which is part basically of data infrastructure insights. Previously, it was called cloud insights, but currently there is change of the names again. So if I have license for the cloud insights or data infrastructure insights, I think that unfortunately this particular feature is only available in the premium one in regards of this. So you will be able to use this this external F-policy server, because basically it's nothing more than F-policy server, and it gives you visibility to all the activities which are happening on the file shares. It could be again CIFS or NFS shares. And this particular application also gives you the possibility how you can mitigate the spreading of an attack, because basically it has functionality to disable an access of the user which is potentially doing those activities and lock the access to the NetApp array. Just keep in mind, it's doing the blocking not on the AD level, as for example CryptoSpike could do in regards of moving the users between the Active Directory groups. This one is blocking only the access based on the F-policy connection to NetApp arrays. So in case there is an attack ongoing to other arrays as well, probably it will not be blocked, because, as I said, it's blocking only through the F-policy engine itself. So this is the first thing. It could be blocked. It could block the user from the spreading the attack. It could create a snapshot as well directly on the array. So you can combine this IRP with this workload security. And the next thing which could do is also it could eventually help you in regards of mass deletion. So in case again there will be some raw admin which is doing such activity, deleting many files from the file shares. Again, workload security F-policy server could basically create the snapshots when this activity is detected, and also to block the user from the connection to the on-top array. You can see on the dashboard that there has been several potential attacks detected. In case I would like to see some details regarding each attacks, I can just click on the alert ID, and it gives me most of the information which is probably valid for me. I can see how many volumes have been part of this attack, how many files has been eventually deleted or encrypted, from how many users, and what has been basically activity or action which has been taken. Right now I can see that only the snapshot has been taken. Even I can block the user as well. Yeah. I can see also if from which domain the activity has been performed. I can see if I limited the access, so basically if the user has been blocked, and how many volumes and which particular volume has been part of this attack. In case I would like to see details regarding the last attack, I can go basically one step down and see all the activities which has been performed in regards of opening the files, deleting the files, updating, creation, and so on and so on. So I can see all the activities which has been just performed on all the files in regards of encryption, in regards of types of the file, from which user, from which source IP, and so on and so on. One good thing regarding the workload security engine is also that I can see the common paths which basically this user is using. So I can check all the folders and yeah, basically the folders where the user is normally connecting, or where the user is creating and opening the files. So in case the user is now trying to delete and encrypt most of the files among all the shares from the on-top array, it's probably something which needs to be blocked. So because this is basically application which use user behavior analysis. So it's not based on the entropy and the patterns which are going to the volumes. It basically monitors all the users and all the clients, and monitor their behavior in regards of those kind of the activity. What I can do also, I can export those statistics from the workload security, and again I can use these CSV files afterwards in case I would like to restore just those files which has been just deleted or encrypted. So for example, in case I would like to see just the files which has been deleted or encrypted, so let's for example see the deleted files. Yeah, it's those 2,730 files which was visible in the previous steps, and I can basically export this as a CSV files and eventually restore those files from CSV with Ansible script or something like that. So this is regarding the next steps, let's say, regarding the workload security F-policy server, which is part of data infrastructure inside. Just to be sure, this is service which is running directly by the NetApp, so you don't need to basically maintain anything from your side. There is just one prerequisite is that you will need to install either on-prem or in the cloud the virtual machines, which could be just small Linux box, which basically works as the proxy server or the F-policy proxy between your on-prem or CVO on-top systems and sending the data to, not the data, the metadata to the data infrastructure inside itself. So basically the on-top system doesn't need to have direct connectivity outside. This proxy virtual machine needs to be able to communicate with data infrastructure inside. And again, it's not sending any data out, it's sending the metadata in regards of which user from which system does what. So this kind of the metadata is sent. And the last part regarding the NetApp services which is able to use in regards of protection against ransomware is the service which is part of the Blue XP. It's quite a new service. Previously, I was intended, or I would like to show this in live, but actually there is no active demo in the lab on demand from the NetApp side, so I will just go through the guided demo currently. But just to give you brief overview how the service is behave and how the service looks like, I think this will be enough at least for this webinar. And I think that after the Christmas we will do anyhow the new one just for these services, because it's quite interesting. But yeah, it will be after the Christmas. So regarding this one, this service is quite new, as I mentioned. It's basically from the beginning of this year. It's part of the Blue XP, so you will need to add the system to the Blue XP, either if it's a physical box or CVO or Amazon FSx and so on. And after the system is visible in your working environment and the services is enabled based on the license, under the protection and under the ransomware protection, you will see the dashboard. When the dashboard will be accessed for the first time, you will need to scan your workloads. So when the workload has been scanned, so basically it will go through all the file shares which is visible from your devices, either as I mentioned, on-prem or CVOs. So basically all the services which are currently presented in your canvas or working environment will be scanned. And on this dashboard, you will afterwards see information about all the workloads and recommendation in regards of protection against ransomware and in regards of protection itself. So basically, it will give you the recommendation action, which snapshot policy you should probably use in regards of criticality of your workload. So as you can see right now, I can see that there is 16 volumes at risk. 7 is already protected. There is some recommendation actions, how many gigabytes are protected, how many workloads, and so on and so on. So this is some kind of recommendation. And what I can do is go either from each tab separately, or I can directly from the recommendation section go one step below and see all the workloads. So basically what you can see afterwards in regards of workloads, you will see which type of the workload is currently presented. Right now, there is MySQL, Oracle databases, virtual machines, and file share supported from the BlueXP itself. Those types are increasing, but right now there is just these two types of databases, virtual machine and the file shares. So basically 4 types. How critical the workload could probably be, if it's at risk or not. So basically, if it's protected from the ransomware or protected itself in regards of snapshot policy, and if it's basically snap faulted somewhere else or not. So yeah, there is no detected ransomware policy or protection at the moment. So that's why I'm at the risk. In case I would like to change this, I just need to go to that particular workload. And in the next steps, we will see how we can protect basically this workload. So again, we are focused on MySQL 8009 workload. And what I can do just under the protect, I can choose which policy in regards of ARP I would like to choose. So either I will be protected from the ARP, or I would like to be also protected from the native F-policy server. So at the moment, I will just choose the ARP itself. So I will not enable the native F-policy server. So I will not be protected in regards of known extension blocking, let's say. And also, I can see which is current snapshot policy on the volume and which is backup policy to the remote site. So basically, this could be at the moment all the cloud services, let's say, in regards of S3. So it could be AWS S3, it could be StorageGrid, it could be also Google Cloud and Azure as well. And yeah, so basically this will do all the stuff in behind on the array itself. It will enable the ARP. It will keep that in learning mode for 7 till 30 days. It depends on which version of the ONTAP I'm currently running. In case I will be running 9.16, so it will not need to go through learning mode, and basically which detection policy is currently enabled. In regards of detection, so we have seen how ONTAP itself reacts from the graphical interface. So what is basically ONTAP doing when anyone is trying to encrypt the file? So we have seen that snapshot is created, it's locked, and alert is afterwards sent to all the administrators, which is part of that notification list, let's say. So how the BlueXP ransomware protection service is able to notify me? Basically, it's in the same way. So on the dashboard, under the alerts, I will see that there is potential to be under the attack. So what I can do, I can sort it by status. I can see that there is those kind of the alerts which is new at the moment. So it's something which needs to be checked from my side. From the alert point of view, I can go directly to the incident. So I can see that there is 2 volumes which is part of that alert. So under the incident itself, I can see basically the same information as I was able to see on the on-box ARP in the system manager GUI. So In that case, I was able to see that there is .cr extension with the high entropy. So this information is also visible in the BlueXP itself. So I can see that under this incident, there is potential for the ransomware attack. There is high entropy data detected, which is more than was expected. I can see that also the file activities is quite different than those one which has been reported or learned during the learning period or from the patterns which are part of the IRP itself. I'm using ONTAP 9.16 already, which extensions are probably the suspicion for that ransomware attack. So I can see that there is .log, .omega, PCKey, and so on, and which files is impacted or could be impacted in regards of this kind of situation. I can also save this list afterwards again as CSV file and use that directly from the BlueXP for the restore. So BlueXP, as we will see in the next minutes, is not just which notifies me, but it gives me opportunity to easily restore the volumes as well. So when I basically review the incident, I have the same possibilities as within the system manager. I can either mark this incident as resolved or dismissed. Resolved basically means that this could be potential attack ongoing. So basically the snapshots will be still kept on the volume, and this snapshot could be afterward used in regards of restoration. The second one is dismissed, and that's basically the same situation as in the system manager, which says false or false positive alert. So basically it will automatically delete these snapshots from the volume, and it will basically update this LAN statistics. Yeah, snapshot taken automatically in response will be permanently deleted. So I'm basically dismissing the incidents. And in regards of restoration, that's probably the most critical when the ransomware attack happened, how I can easily restore. So the first of all, what I will need to do, this is that incident which I just mark as resolved. So resolved means that there is the potential for an attack. I can see that there is 2 snapshot copies, which I can use afterwards. I will just need to select this incident and mark restore needed. So it will prepare all the stuff in the background. When I just mark that workload for the restoration, I'm able to use the restore button, because basically without that activity, I will not able to click on the restore. So I can just again sort it by criticality. So the most critical workloads probably will need to be restored first. And I can just create the restore. The options which I have is those. I can restore all the volumes. So all the volumes under this workload will be restored, because basically there is, it doesn't mean that in case the workload is scanned, it's 1-to-1. under the workload, I could have more volumes because basically the database could be spread between more volumes, one volume and LAN for the database itself, another one for the logs, and so on, so on. So it will be basically put together under the one workload, and I can restore those database or those volumes in single step. So all the snapshots will be restored together. I can either restore by volume, so one by one, or by file. So I can easily check which particular files eventually under those shares will be restored or not. In this situation, we will restore all the volumes. And the BlueXP ransomware protection service will gives me some recommendation. You can see that there has been attack reported 8:45 a.m. So it will automatically select the snapshots previously or the snapshot which has been created before an attack has been detected. So you can see that there is 8:05 for the volumes which ending 21 and 6:45 a.m. For the volumes which ending 22. So this could be like DB and log volume, for example. And I can select a working environment where I would like to restore this workload or those volumes. So then the restore will happen. So in the background, the snapshots or the files will be restored from those snapshots which we have just selected. One important thing in the snapshot and backup column, you can see that there is several things visible. One which says BlueXP backup and recovery. So basically, it means that below the ransomware protection service is BlueXP backup and recovery service, which is running and which is part of this service. So all the snapshots are basically taken by this service. But you can also see Snap Center and Snap Center for VMware. So within the BlueXP, you can basically create the connection or connectivity to the Snap Center, which is running in on-premise or in the cloud. The same for the Snap Center plugin in vCenter. And with those plugins, you can afterwards create and restore the files and be sure that the restores and the backups, which is created by those services, will be consistent. So in case we are talking about just the shares, probably the backup and recovery service will be sufficient because basically the files will be restored from those kind of snapshots. But for databases and eventual VMs, where could be potential that the database will be running inside the VM, you would like to see the application consistent snapshots. So those application, Snap Center and Snap Center for VMware plugin, is something which could be connected to BlueXP, and ransomware protection services could use this application to be able to create and restore from application consistent snapshots. So that's something which is good to mention. Yeah, and you can see that basically there was previously 4 workloads for the restoration. Now there is just 3 for the restoration. Yeah, this is just the last steps of this guided demo that, as I mentioned, you can use also the Snap Center plugin for VMware for the VM consistency. So that's basically the same steps as we done previously for the database. We will do the same for the virtual machine itself, based on the plugin in the vCenter. So again, first I will need to mark this workload for the restoration. That's something what I already did in the previous steps. For example, now I'm able to select the restore button, and again, I can see that I'm restoring through the Snap Center plugins. So it will be VM consistent scope. I will select the snapshots which is being created by the Snap Center plugin. And I can select also which VM needs to be restored. And destination is original location for this particular case. So basically the VMs will be overwritten. And VMs will be restored in the background through the Snap Center plugin and Snap Center itself. So basically, this is let's say, orchestrated application, which is part of the BlueXP. It gives you the possibility and opportunity how you can leverage all the functionality from the ARP or on-box ARP itself, which is running on the ONTAP. It gives you possibility how you can scan all the workloads automatically. It will give you the criticality of the workload based on the snapshot policy, which is already presented on that volume. So basically, in case you are taking more snapshots on that volume already, it could mean that probably those kind of the workload is more critical for you. So it will be automatically marked as medium or critical workload. The BlueXP ransom protection services could be also connected to the data sense. So basically, you can also scan the shares for the sensitive information or sensitive data, let's say, in regards of GDPR and so on and so on. And in case, again, the ransomware protection service will leverage this connection through the cloud data sense, it could automatically say, okay, this share is consisting or contains sensitive information. Probably it will be most important and critical for you. So it will gives you the possibility to select the appropriate protection policy directly from the BlueXP. So this is regarding the on-top NetApp part. So we were able to see ARP itself, which is managed either from BlueXP or System Manager itself. We have seen the workload security engine, which is part of the cloud infrastructure inside. So basically the external policy server, which gives me the possibility to see all the workloads which is happening on my environment in regards of file services. It gives me possibility how I can stop an attack to be spread, because this service is giving me opportunity to block the user. And we're also able to see all the information in regards of activity itself. So again, this application probably will not be used only in regards of restoration, but it gives you possibility to be used also as an audit application. Okay, so the last part is regarding the CryptoSpike. CryptoSpike is a third-party application, so it's maintained by the ProLion, or developed by the ProLion, which is as I mentioned again, external policy server. It's an application which is run by your own application, either on premise or in the cloud. So it depends on you when you will be running this application. Basically, it consists several virtual machines. Some of the machines are responsible for the maintaining of the application itself, so graphical interface and so on. So you will have one virtual machine which is called leader, and the other virtual machines which will be responsible as F-policy agents of F-policy servers, which will gives you possibility to be connected to your on-top array. So in case we will go to the landscape and agents, you can see that this particular installation contains 3 VMs. One server, which is called leader, is responsible for the application itself. So graphical interface and so on, and 2 agents, which is basically in HA configuration. So in case one agent is down, the other agent is able to maintain all the workloads going through the F policy framework to the on-top array. In the demo environment, you will probably need just one, because server could be also able to maintain the F policy connectivity. But in regards of some recommended steps, 3 VMs from my point of view would be the best practice. So 1 server and 2 agents, let's say. Those agents will need to be configured in regards of throughput. So basically, the ProLion gives you also some recommended steps which needs to be done in regards of requirements. So how many CPU, how many RAM, probably you will need in your particular environment to be able to maintain all the traffics which is going to the NetApp. And it could be basically implemented in scale out or scale in approach, let's say. So you can add additional resource to already created VMs, or you can create more agents which could be spread even through different location, let's say. So when these applications are installed, it's jobs, let's say, for 1-2 hours. It's not the rocket science. You will see dashboard like this. The first thing what you will need to do is basically add the connection to your on-top array. So under the landscape storage cluster, you will need to create the connection to your on-top. It could be local array, it could be metro cluster array, it could be CVO, because basically it's running through the standard F policy server or engine, so you can connect to the CVO instance as well. You can then configure your block list and rules, because basically the CryptoSpike has 2 main, let's say, 2 main parts. The first one is block list, which is basically quite similar as we spoke about native F policy server. So block list is responsible to block already known ransomware. So nothing will be spread in your environment. So in case there is some ransomware which is changing the extension and trying to encrypt your files, basically nothing will happen, because it will be immediately stopped and no one will be able to change anything. The second part is analyzer, which is more important or more attractive part of the CryptoSpike. And it basically, based on the rules and patterns, gives you the opportunity to stop also basically 0-day attack. So in case the ransomware is unknown at the moment, and it doesn't necessarily mean that it needs to change the extension or not, but basically based on some patterns, which is normally done by this ransomware. So it's trying to open the files, read the file, encrypt the files, and delete the previous files to basically remove the opportunity to access your files. So based on these rules, the CryptoSpikes behave. So even if it's not changing extension, it will basically stop an attack from the spreading environment. And basically, that's the rule which is normally part of the application. So you don't need to create anything after the installation. Everything is prepared from the Proleon, at least in regards of rules which comes from the let's say best practice, which they can see among other customers. So you will see some rules or some patterns which is immediately pre-installed, and you can use them or you can clone them and afterwards update them. And as I mentioned, there is some patterns information. For example, these are the activities which I have just mentioned. So the activities which is normally seen by the ransomware attack. So there's some activities on the files, changing files, removing, deleting, and so on and so on. And I can also see some throughput limits. So basically, in case those kind of the patterns or operation among my files will be seen within this throughput limits. So, for example, there will be activity like 25 files will be changed in 1 second or 50 within 5 and so on. CryptoSpike will basically block not the block. It could block, but it could just notify. It depends on you how you will set up this application. So it will definitely react on such activity. In my case, I can also say in which mode I would like to see this, even in the blocking part, or if just notification, let's say. So I can say, okay, this will just trigger an alert, and other limits will basically block the user. If this particular limit will be active in the active or passive mode, because I can use the CryptoSpike in 2 modes. Basically, when I install the application should be running in passive mode, so I can see how my environment is behave in regards of response to the CryptoSpike itself, how many false positive alerts I'm receiving, and in case after 7 or 30 days, let's say, I don't see any more false positive alerts, I can switch the protection mode from the passive to active. So basically, from the NetApp perspective, it's going from asynchronous mode to the synchronous mode, and I'm basically protected against ransomware since that time. Yeah, and the second part, as I mentioned, that's this block list. So again, it's something similar as native F-policy server on the NetApp, when I can see all the known ransomwares. Right now, there is something like 6,400 known patterns, let's say, extension names of the files, and so on and so on. And this is automatically updated on, let's say, daily basis. It doesn't mean that every day you will see new extension. It means that there is some background schedule which is checking this against Proleon servers. And if there is new extension or basically file which could be known as a ransomware potential, you will be able to update this list. Every time there is new extension added to the list, you will receive the emails that the list has been updated, and you will need to basically say, okay, this extension or name file is not used in my environment. Probably it could be known as a ransomware attack. So I would like to say, okay, this will be from that time approved, and it will be used in the block list for the next time. So I can just click on one by one and approve, or I can just click approve all, and basically all the new extension which has been added since the last update will be approved to the block list. So yeah, as I mentioned, 2 main parts. The first is the analyzer, and the second one is block listing. I can set up also calendars for the block listing. So basically, in case the ransomware is known and someone will try to even create that particular file, it could be blocked or not. So basically, in case someone will try to create, for example, file with .crypto 5 times within 5 seconds, it could be blocked from for the connectivity. But again, this is something which could be completely modified from your side. So the diversification, how this application could be configured is mostly up to you. So we already have the landscape. We already installed all the machines which we need to be able to be protected. We can also configure the connectivity, or we need probably connectivity to LDAP, so we can afterwards block the user or also on the AD level. And there is one thing which is good to mention, as David already mentioned, the CryptoSpike gives me opportunity not to block the user only in regards of F-policy server. So just the user which is trying to be harmful to on-top arrays, but it gives me also opportunity to block the user on AD level itself. So in case, again, user is attacking more arrays from more vendors, and probably it could spread the attack among all of them. So I can say, okay, this AD user will be moved from his or her standard AD directory to another one which is with the limited access. So it will be stopped basically on the network itself, not just through the F-policy server, because as I mentioned, it will be only in regards of NetApp array in that case. So this is more strict, let's say. And it's good option. Since I think 1 or 2 versions ago, CryptoSpike also implemented multi-tenancy, so I can create a more multi-tenant environment in case I have more systems among more Active Directory systems or ADs. I can create different tenants for each of them. Each of tenants have separate database below, so you don't need to be worried about the security. So each is basically independent environments, and each of the environments will see his own alerts. So this is more focused on, let's say, ESPs and so on. So in case there is some multi-tenant NetApp's below for more clients, CryptoSpikes could be used also in such situation. In regards to notification, you can be notified from the emails, syslog, so it's standard notification systems. But since 3.3, I think it has been also implemented against ServiceNow, Slack, and Microsoft webhooks. SSL, yeah, all the connectivity between agents and servers, between CryptoSpike and CVO, CryptoSpike on top itself could be based on the certificates, so all the connectivity could be secure. Okay, so let's try to simulate an attack and how the CryptoSpike will behave. So basically, I will have the same situation as for the simulation in regards of ARP. I have a CryptoSpike share for CS share, and I will run an attack against this particular share. So basically, again, this script is trying to modify the files, encrypt the files, and remove the preview. So deletion is happening in the background. And you can see that after several seconds, all the further activities has been automatically blocked, because basically I'm running in the active mode, and I have also configured that user will be automatically blocked in case he's trying to do such things like crypto files or something which would be potentially harmful. So all the other activities is blocked. So you can see that, yeah, it's denied. In case I will go back to the CryptoSpike itself and to the tenant, which is basically responsible for LFDC Active Directory, I can see on the dashboard that there has been user blocked automatically, which is the basically name LFRS user. I can see based on which rule has been blocked. So either if it was based on the block list or based on the analyzer. So this is replace rule. So it's part of the analyzer, and which file has been the first one which has been blocked. I can go one step deeper. Again, I can see the user ID of that user in regards of domain or Active Directory, from which domain he's coming to the environment, the current status. So currently the user is blocked, and I can see his previous activity reports. I can see also again which action type has been taken. So this user has been blocked because of analyzer pattern, and the rule which has been reached is this one. So basically user has tried to modify 100 files within 40 seconds in 2 distinct folders. So basically this is the rule which blocked the user from further activities inside the system. I can either go to the activity tab and scan all the activities in regards of this user. So I can see these red ones, which is basically those one which has been automatically blocked afterwards. So all these activities which reported access denied is those one which has been blocked. So the user was trying to open the file, but it has been already blocked. So he is not able, or he wasn't able anymore to modify anything or even open the file. And within this tab, you can also see the activity analysis in regards of this user. This tab will be I would say more useful in the next version 3.4, when there should be also possibilities to, let's say, guarantee the user from his standard let's say directories, because each user will be monitored. Each user will be monitored in which directories he's basically behave, or where he's basically working on daily basis. And in case user will start to behave differently, so he will try to open the files completely or delete the files completely outside of his world, let's say. The user could be either guarantee, or the user could be either blocked automatically. So this will be I would say more useful in the next version. But let's go back to this particular example with the blocked user. I will go back to the report. I can see that there is this events reported 1449. And the nice thing of the CryptoSpike is that it gives me opportunity to easily restore or revert all the activities which just happened. So I can go to the cleanup button. Normally this window will show me the last 2 hours from the time when the user has been blocked. So I can see 1449 until 1249. And I see all the activities which just happen in these 2 hours. I can see that some file has been created, so it will be deleted. So basically, all the activities will be reverted. So files which has been encrypted will be deleted, and files which has been deleted by the script will be back restored to the folder. Again, I can choose different event dates. So in case I would like to keep that simple, I will just keep it as it was. I can either modify each file when or where should be restored, either to the same path or to the different one, with or without the hierarchy. Or I can just put the new paths and apply to all. And I can select from which snapshots. Normally, the crypto spike could be configured to create the snapshot during the attack as well. So this is those one which has been created by the crypto spike, but I will select, let's say, yeah, doesn't matter. For example, this one. And I have several methods how the files will be restored. It will be either restored by snapshot. It means that the snap restore command or snap restore file command will be used, or I can use CIFS method. So in the background, the CIF share will be mounted, and from the share, all the files will be one-to-one restore back to the original or different folder or volume. For now, I will keep the snapshot. So I will add all the activities which it just happened by this user to the basket, to the bucket. I can again basically review all the activities which will happen in the next step. So something will be deleted by native delete. Something will be restored from the snapshots. I can either keep it like this or again modify. In case I'm satisfied, I can just click the restore, and it will just start to restore and delete all the files one by one. So I can basically see within the activities that the files are now one by one restored in the background. And in case I will go back to the dashboard, I will unblock the user to be able to monitor what is going. And I will go to this folder and I will .cr. Right now there is 307 files. There will be the number which will be decreasing in the next couple of minutes. So we can monitor it. 302. So basically it's restoring back all the files which has been deleted by the script, and all the encrypted files will be basically removed from the share itself. It's one way how you can do that. You can basically say, okay, I would like to just restore the files. Nothing should be deleted because I would like to keep the original share or volume for the next analyze, but I'm just showing you that you can basically revert one-to-one all the activities what happened, so you can remove and restore everything back. Yeah, 287. So it's slowly decreasing all the files which has been created. So yeah, so I think that we are just on time. I think that this was the last demonstration regarding all the options, not all the options because there are more options, but all the main options which we had prepared for today. I will just check if there is any. Any comments in the chat? Is there any question which is not answered? Yeah, basically, as David mentioned, probably the best option would be to combine maybe the RP on box with ProLion, because it basically gives you all the bells and whistles, so you can use also the entropy monitoring, the patterns which is going to the volume itself. So basically, the first initial snapshot could be created pretty fast based on this RP, and you can also monitor the user behavior, how all the user behaves, and it could be even block afterwards on the AD level. Okay, thank you too. Okay, I can see that we have still 41 participants, so I will be still here at least for next couple of minutes in case any more questions will come. In case there is no question, thank you for attendance. I'm not sure if David is already left or not, but if yes, also thank you from his side, and have a good day, Christmas, and see you maybe next year.